How's it going, everybody? My name is Philip, and today we're going to be reacting to the dumbest things that an American has ever said to you. This is part one. I'm not a big TikTok person, but I might need to get on TikTok now that I'm seeing some of these. I will try to avoid all the dancing and cringy videos. Not that that's gonna actually happen, but I mean, if there's a lot of content like this, I might actually have to give it a watch at some point. I might have to do like some other TikTok related stuff as well, but I feel like there's gonna be a lot. There's gonna be a lot of stuff. There might even be a few that I'm just like, I didn't realize that was a dumb question. I feel like we don't realize how dumb of a question some of these will be. So bear with me on this, because I feel like I'm like, I didn't realize that was a dumb question. I didn't realize that one was a dumb question. That one doesn't make any sense. Why is that a dumb question? Okay, so just bear with me on that. If I do tend to say that at all, I hope I don't. But I'm sure there will be some questions that I'm just like, I didn't realize that was a dumb question. But maybe hearing it from someone else, I might be like, yeah, no, that was dumb. Maybe. So let's check it out.
An American has ever said to you?
I'm American, but I gotta take this L. So freshman year of college, my friends and I go up to Canada to have a fun weekend, whatever. We're partying, having fun. We don't sleep at all, right? We get to the border. I'm in the backseat, knocked, slumped out. Border Patrol knocks on the window. He's asking everyone questions. He comes to me, looks at my passport. Sir, what's your nationality? I go, Luis Barbosa. He goes, no, sir, what's your nationality? I go, Haitian, Dominican, or Puerto Rican. Choose whichever one. Everyone in the car staring at me like, bro, what are you saying right now? You're about to get us arrested. I'm like, what am I saying wrong, right? Everyone's looking at me. So the Border Patrol tries to dumb it down for me. He goes, sir, where are you from? I go, New York City. He goes, okay, so what's your nationality? So now everyone's staring at me and I'm getting tight. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is that? He's looking at me. I'm looking at him. He's looking at me. He goes, yeah, you're American. Go right through. Yo, son, thank God we wasn't coming back from Mexico.
Oh,
man.
man.
What's the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
I'd like to buy this 6-pack of beer, please. Cool, I just need to see your ID. Here you go. I can't take that. You can't take my passport? It's not a valid form of ID. You gotta have American ID to buy alcohol in America. It's an American passport. It says my birthplace is Tennessee. You gotta get an American passport to come to America. Everybody knows that. You know that because you have one. That's not true at all. If you're such an American, why can't you just give me your driver's license? Because my wallet got stolen. And even if I did have that, you can take a passport. Let me go ask my manager if she'll make an exception. Hi, what seems to be the problem here? Your cashier won't let me use my passport as identification to buy beer. Yeah, you gotta have an American ID to buy alcohol in America. But that's really cool, though. I've never seen a passport before. Where are you from?
Oh,
Here!
my gosh.
I'm kind of curious. What is it?
Really? No, you know what? I could technically see that. Yeah, no. I could see that, unfortunately. Oh, my gosh. Unfortunately, I can see people being that dumb. Yeah, okay, yeah.
The dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
One time I was in high school and this girl asked me what I was. I told her I'm Egyptian, my family's from Egypt. She said, no, tell me the truth, where are you really from? I told her I'm not lying, I'm from Egypt. She said, no, you don't understand, Egypt literally doesn't exist. And I was like, no, it actually does. I go there every summer to visit my family. She's like, no, you don't get it. Egypt literally doesn't exist. The US is the world, there's no other country. I said,
I could
so
believe
what are
that.
they teaching us in history then? She said, oh no, those are just stories. Egypt doesn't exist.
I'm kind of curious.
Yo, this is, I'm not even, the fact that it's Americans that are having these issues is kind of funny, but also kind of sad at how dumb there's a lot of Americans are. I hate it, but it's hilarious.
What is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
So I actually made a video about this a good while back, but I'd say
Okay,
most of you
he's not
haven't seen
American.
it, so I'll just say it again here, considering this is
Sound like
starting
it
to
for a
catch on
bit.
as a trend. So over the summer, I posted a photo of myself at the beach on my Instagram story, just, as you do. And this American replies to the Instagram story. And this is what they said. This is genuinely a word-for-word quote. "This is gonna sound stupid, but I dead-ass didn't know you guys had beaches." So I'm sitting there reading this message thinking to
Wait,
myself, I live on an island. What do you think, surrounds it? But as silly as that message is, that's the message that started my series on TikTok on American people, which has ended up being by far my most successful series. So I have to be forever thankful for it. Also, I hope you all have a great day.
I'm kind of curious.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like dumb Americans can give great series. Like, just shitting on Americans, on a lot of dumb Americans, can just make a great series. Can give you a lot of good content.
What is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
Canadian here. Right after I moved to America, I went to the Social Security office so that I could apply for a Social Security number so that I could work in America. I went up to the little kiosk and I punched in that I was applying for my very first Social Security number. And the man who was working there said, "Excuse me, ma'am, you're going to want to punch in that you're applying for a replacement card, not a new number." And I said, "No, sir, I don't have a Social Security number. I am applying for the first time." And he said, "And you're an American?" And I said, "No, sir, I actually just moved here from Canada just a couple of weeks ago." And he said this. "Ma'am, I have to say, your English is amazing."
He's probably
Yeah.
thinking French
I'm
Canadian.
curious. What is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
Okay, so I'm Canadian, but I went to elementary and middle school in Florida. During my seventh
Oh,
grade
great. It's
geography
Florida.
class, my
It's
teacher was
Florida.
doing a
So-
presentation on pollution. She showed a bar graph showing a bunch of different countries and how much they contributed to pollution. As you may expect, US and China was way at the top. But there was a piece of the graph showing how little Canada contributed. Me being a Canadian, I had a moment of pride and said, "Woohoo, Canada." To which my teacher responded, "Yeah, but that's because there aren't any cars in Canada, sweetie." And I said, "No, there are cars. My dad has one. We moved here in one. They have streets and highways and everything." And she said, "Sweetie, those are sleds." My geography teacher.
I'm sorry, what? She think that's the North Pole? The fuck? Like everyone's in like the northernmost part of Alaska? And even in the northernmost part of Alaska, I'm sure they have cars. Even in Siberia, they have cars. Where'd she get her geography degree? Like where'd she get her teaching degree? Like fucking Disney Channel? I don't know. I just feel like she only watched like cartoons and how is I don't know. Let's
Dumbest
continue.
thing an American has ever said to you?
When I was younger, I worked at a hotel as a maid, and I was one day going to clean the bathroom in my sexy maid outfit, and there was a man sitting on the ground drinking the water from the bidet. Oh, he was like a dog. He's lapping it up. And so I was like, "Sir, that is a bidet. You must not drink from that." He goes, "No, it's very refreshing. It's a fountain." I was like, "No, sir. That's a bidet. It goes up your ass. It goes right up your ass." He did not believe me. He said it tasted so good.
What would make it so I don't know anything. I obviously know that bidets, squirt your ass to clean it and whatnot, but there is an episode of My Wife and Kids that I remember watching, and it was something similar with his son. He's like, "Yo, they got a water fountain." And I kind of hope, and I kind of don't hope that water gets filtered. I kind of hope it doesn't, because then He's drinking dookie water. But I kind of hope it is filtered. Just you know, because I ain't trying to have anyone pop up with this new disease because he drinking dookie water. You know, so that's funny. I could, I could understand that.
I'm kind of curious. What is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
Okay, so I'm from Indiana. I'm from the Midwest. Temporarily, though, I used to live in Los Angeles before moving out to the East Coast. So one day I was in LA and I was like, okay, like I want to change banks. I no longer wanted to be with the bank I was currently with. So I go in and I went to the teller and I was like, hey, I just want to close my account if that's okay. They're like, yeah, no problem. And I go, perfect. They're like, can we see your ID? I said, yeah. Hand them my ID and they're like, I'm so sorry, like, do you have a United States ID? That's just what we're gonna need to go ahead and confirm. I said, that is my Indiana ID. This is my driver's license. I'm from Indiana. And they said, no, I'm so sorry, but this is not a United States ID. Do you have any other form of ID? They're like, this says Indiana. I go, I know. Indiana is a state. I'm from Indiana. And they said, no, I need to see a United States ID. And I was just like, I'm sorry, what is our education system?
I'm kind of curious. What is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
So I'm Swiss.
I'm sorry I'm pausing it so much, but how do you not know that Indiana is a state? Like, I was about to say, maybe they think it's a India, or maybe they were thinking it was India, but it just didn't click for some reason. I have no clue. What?
It's in Luxembourgish, but I went to the States for university, more specifically Los Angeles, so I have so many of these because people are fucking stupid out there.
Yeah, LA. The fuck is your problem?
I asked if I spoke Swedish because I was from Switzerland. Classic. But then, every now and then, I'd just be like, fuck it, I might try and say I'm from Luxembourg. Every time I said I'm from Luxembourg, it would be, so, like, where in the UK is that? Where? Oh, no, it's not in the UK. But, okay, where in Germany? Sorry, my bad. Not in Germany. Somewhere else. I don't know where Luxembourg is. Which country is it? It is its own fucking country. I know we're small, but we're important too, you fucking bitch.
What is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
So I know I'm American, but I'm gonna get in on this one. I was staying at a hotel on the Strip in Vegas, and I was in the little convenience store just trying to buy a Diet Coke, and the couple in front of me that were from Australia were trying to just buy a pack of cigarettes. And after about 5 attempts, I knew the lady behind the register was never going to understand them. So I offered to them, do you want me to translate for you? And they were like, we're speaking English. And I was like, yeah, I know that. You know that. She doesn't know that. So they were like, yeah, fine. And so I translated for them. And then after they got their cigarettes, they kind of laughed and were like, thanks. And so when I was ordering my Diet Coke, she was like, that would have been so much easier if they spoke English. And I was like, yeah, they're from Australia. They were speaking English. And she goes, they don't speak English there. And I was like, don't ask. What do you think they speak there? And she goes, Australia, in-ish, ease. The fuck?
I'm kind of curious. What is the dumbest...
This is why the fact that this doesn't fully surprise me pisses me off. It's hilarious to laugh at other people's stupidity, but I'm not fully surprised. And that's terrible. I wish I could be surprised at how dumb we are, but I'm not.
Thing an American has ever said to you?
First year of college, psychology class. I meet this girl called Shannon. She asks me where I'm from. I say Switzerland. She says, Sweden. It's because you're blonde, right? Fuck it, I'm just gonna play along. Yes, Shannon. Then you can see her trying to relate, but she was probably lying because she had no clue what she was talking about. So Shannon goes, I love Europe. I was in Germany this summer. And it was so nice to see all the history. I'm like, let's call her out. What history, Shannon? I mean, with all the concentration camps and all where the Jews died. I'm like, Shannon.
Damn.
The camps are in Poland. No, but what I meant to say is that I went where Hitler was born. Shannon, Hitler's Austrian. I got so mad. She goes, stop, I'm gonna jump out the window, okay? Shannon, you live on the ground floor. Let me take you to the fucking 7th floor. Do a flip.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. If he didn't say he was from Switzerland, I would have thought he was American. Not gonna lie. Like,
I'm curious, what is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you? Here's one of mine. I remember.
How much time you got, motherfucker? I could do this shit all day. I'm going to Florida. Oh, really? Are you driving? Are you flying? I drove and it took me 17 hours. 17 hours? How many days is that? I want to visit Europe. Oh, really? What countries are you visiting? Oh, you know, the basics. No, I don't know. There's no tutorial to countries. Do you mean Italy, France, Spain, Portugal?
Germany?
Stop it. Portugal's not in Europe. It is. However, let's pull up a map. That way we know what countries you would like to visit. Okay, now looking at this map, where would you go? I would go to the Netherlands because it's next to Amsterdam. It is the capital city of the Netherlands. We are looking at a map, god damn it.
I feel like I would get pissed off with people too. Like, ugh. Maybe that's the only class I actually fully paid attention to in school. But like, and maybe because I also watch soccer or football, and you know, I pay attention to European sports, and we have the World Cup, so I know where shit is. For the most part. I don't know. That's okay. So that kind of ended abruptly. It just said in previous videos type, and it just kind of went on for like a long ass time of extra that's not dumbest things that Americans said content. But I'm not gonna lie. I could totally see that. The fact that I'm not fully surprised at this just shows how bad and dumb we are. I literally helped out a customer like a couple years back, and this is, I guess, my own version of this, and she was looking for ham hocks because I work in the meat and seafood department and in a grocery store, and so I'm like, okay, yeah, but on the tray, on the actual label, it says pork hocks. And so when I went and grabbed the item for her, I was like, yeah, it's the same thing. And she was like, "What? This says pork. I'm looking for ham hocks." And I'm like, I really had to hold my tongue, especially because, you know, she was with a baby. And I'm just like, no, yeah, ham and pork is the same thing. And she's like, "Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, thank you." And and then she continued on. I'm just like, how? Like, people, do you not realize that bacon is also pork and ham? I mean, it all comes from pig. I know it's put in different. It's you know, treated differently. Like, you know. I don't. Yeah. I'm gonna react to part 2. The other one that I want to react to, I just want to do a part 2 of the other one. Americans living abroad. First time you realize America really messed you up. But yeah, no. I hate the fact that I could totally understand some of these. In the sense of, I could totally understand that here in the U.S. people would be asking that. Because, like I said, there's a lot of dumb people. And the fact that I'm glad I can laugh at this and be like, wait, that's a dumb question. I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I knew that all these were dumb questions. I'm proud of myself for not being completely ignorant on some of these, I guess. Maybe ignorant's not the right word, but I mean, I'm glad I was able to find it funny, because I know we dumb here. Like, if I go to Australia, you know, I'm not gonna try and, which I'm actually surprised there's not more Europeans. There's like maybe like what, 3, 4 Europeans that actually. I need to do some more of these. I wonder how many of these there are. There's already a part 2. But yeah, I definitely need to check out more of these. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know some other TikTok trends and whatnot that I should react to in the comment section below. I'm actually starting to not completely hate TikTok, so I'm more open to actually watching some more TikTok stuff. But yeah, no, America's dumb. I mean, after all, we voted Trump in office, so that kind of shows it, right? Listen, and if you're a fan of Trump, I'm sorry. I personally don't like the guy. Okay? So, I personally don't like him. It is what it is. Sorry if you do like him, but maybe need to rethink that, I guess. I don't know. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more content just like this, and I will see you guys next time.